Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sports.
Many fans felt the same way when Caitlin Clark's injury drove the WNBA All-Star Game into a financial death spiral. But what if I told you that the initial shockwave was a catastrophe worth millions of dollars? This does not mark the end of the story. In fact, the whole story begins there. Because while the entire sports world was focused on the chaos in Indianapolis, a much bigger and riskier narrative was unfolding in the background. In fact, WNBA players are being aggressively lured to European contests as a result of the Clark tragedy. Furthermore, it seems that a full-scale exodus is about to begin. We're connecting the dots on one story today, and the league office hopes you don't hear it. How the WNBA is leveraging its instability to lure its best players to other places in return for higher pay and recognition. If you're interested in learning the real story behind the headlines, please click the like button. It helps us separate the noise for you and lets us know we're headed in the right direction. Okay, let's set the scenario because understanding why players are looking for a way out requires first understanding the magnitude of the disaster that recently exposed the league's actual vulnerability. It wasn't just a few admirers who were reconsidering. The WNBA experienced a financial vote of no confidence in the absence of Caitlin Clark, which led to a market meltdown. The numbers are staggering. As soon as Clark formally said she needed to take a vacation and was abandoning the All-Star festivities, the game's entrance price dropped 48%, from $121 to just $64 in a matter of hours. Think about that. The previous average sale price for these tickets was $262, which was the highest in WNBA All-Star history. Suddenly, teams couldn't disclose them. Overnight, a sizable amount of the $10 million in economic impact that the weekend was expected to have had on Indianapolis vanished. As this tragedy showed in the most dire financial terms possible, the league unwittingly built its whole expansion strategy around a single point of failure. Furthermore, that one weak area is currently injured, overburdened, and starting to malfunction. And with opportunistic predators lurking on the other side of the Atlantic, that's the blood in the water, my friends. However, this is not only a financial narrative, to be clear. The question is, why did the money disappear? It vanished when the league's most prized possession, the Golden Goose, was run into the ground. All of the other WNBA players start to listen very intently at this moment. It's not just a simple accident. Due to 4 separate muscle issues, Caitlin Clark has already missed 11 games this season. The deep search file indicated that there were 4 of them. This is the same player that, as is well known, played every game during her entire collegiate career at Iowa and her 2024 rookie season. She was an Iron Woman. Then, what was different?
Seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league, especially
in the social media rumor, both fans and commentators are pointing the finger onto the Indiana Fever's organization. Many individuals think that the team's medical staff and injury care protocols are appallingly subpar, especially when compared to NBA standards. Someone with as much control over the situation as Caitlin. According to Stephanie White, Clark's coach, who has also discussed the player's exceptional physical toll, the physicality she experiences for 40 minutes makes you load, explode, accelerate, and decelerate differently. When the league's most important player goes from being unbeatable to prone to ailments in little than a season, other players pay attention. They see a system that failed to protect its most important asset. And they start by posing a quite simple question to themselves. If they'll let it happen to her, what's stopping it from happening to me? Additionally, the predators from around the world have been anticipating this very panic and crisis of confidence. Although this is the primary narrative element and is being reported by credible industry sources, we will now establish some linkages that will take us into the realm of hearsay. The deep search file contains a startling report. Reports state that European basketball leagues are now actively seeking out American players by citing the WNBA's unpredictability and these precise injury management issues. They actively engage in poaching. They watched as the Clark tragedy unfolded. After noticing the player's annoyance, they are acting. Given the catastrophic effectiveness of the European sales pitch, Let's take a closer look at what it actually sounds like. They begin by concentrating on the money, which is the obvious. Reports suggest that Premier European League bids can exceed WNBA compensation, though this isn't always the case. A higher compensation is a simple way to draw in athletes who feel underpaid and unappreciated at home, a topic we'll cover in a moment. It's the hook. For that reason, their agent answers the phone. However, it's not the final blow. The actual knockout blow, which is the part of the pitch that is currently landing with terrifying accuracy, is unrelated to money. It's the promise of everything that the WNBA does not already provide: stability, respect for one's profession, and career security. The original documents are unambiguous. American athletes are being sold on improved job security and professional treatment by European leagues. Think about it from the player's perspective. You just saw the league's top player go through physical therapy. You've seen the social media posts and reports that put doubt on the standard of the medical staff on her team. The league itself appears weak and disjointed.
Yeah, pay attention. Pay attention. We saw the viewership drop. Ticket sales dropping. Attendance dropping.
And a call from a Spanish League of Femenina or Euro League team comes in the middle of all that uncertainty. They're giving you peace of mind, not just a contract. They promise excellent medical care and professional standards that will protect your health and help you progress in your job. When your own league's business strategy seems to be to run our stars into the ground and hope for the best, stability and expert medical supervision are almost alluring. They are using the WNBA's greatest weakness to their use. Additionally, the league is currently fueling that fire with its own internal conflict. That fuel comes from the total chaos surrounding the league's collective bargaining agreement, or CBA. At this point, the narrative takes a truly bad turn since it involves terrible management on the part of more than one team. This league-wide collapse of confidence between the players and the front office couldn't have come at a worse time. The current CBA is set to expire on October 31, 2025, and the negotiations are turning into a public dispute. At the same All-Star game that was going bankrupt, the players sent a powerful message to the United. As they warmed up on the court, they donned black shirts with a vivid white slogan: "You owe us money. Give it to us." This was no insignificant hint. It was an impolite public declaration. That frustration is being echoed by the union's leadership. WNBA Vice President Breanna Stewart, one of the league's biggest names, brashly called a recent CBA meeting a missed opportunity. Even more bluntly, Angel Reed declared, "We won't stop until we got what we want."
Ticket prices dropped because people quit buying the damn tickets. People was asking for refunds for the damn tickets. So you want to know what they had to do? Damn near give them away, bro.
Therefore, on the one hand, the participants share a common anger and profound disdain. Commissioner Kathy Angel-Burt, on the other hand, has told the media that discussions are beneficial and productive. The fertile land between the commissioner's rhetoric and the players' reality is where European recruiters are sowing their seeds. It validates their entire sales pitch. "We are waiting to grant you respect right now, so why battle for it from a league that doesn't?" a player would be asked. The only people at danger are no longer role actors looking for a bigger contract. The potential cascading effect that this is creating might affect the league's top names. Several top American players, including former MVPs, have played overseas during the WNBA off-season. The existential concern now is that the toxic environment at home might convince them to avoid it. When you see your own league ignoring exceptional players like A.A. Wilson in favor of a one-sided obsession with Clark, the idea of being the undisputed star of a European team must be incredibly enticing. And if that domino fell, the WNBA would be severely hurt. And a player of that quality made the decision to retire for good. This is more than just losing one player. It has to do with how the league is seen overall on a worldwide scale. The source files make this extremely clear. A successful European poaching strategy would seriously harm the WNBA's marketability and competitive quality. Think about it. The league loses its best players. The product offered by in court suffers as viewership keeps declining. sponsors start to pull out. Those same players are now promoting a rival league as international organizations invest much in marketing and broadcast infrastructure to position themselves as legitimate competitors. The WNBA's competitors directly benefit from every star it loses. Because of this, the league has devolved into a hollowed-out version of itself and is no longer regarded as the top destination for women's basketball worldwide. The disease was not brought on by the Caitlin Clark All-Star incident. A toxic, strained relationship with its own union, an imprudent reliance on a single player, a growing crisis of faith in player health and safety, and the public fever all contributed to the WNBA's major internal issues. At the moment, the league is making a last-ditch attempt to beat the clock. It must prevent an existential threat from the outside while addressing these fundamental problems from within. Poaching has already started. The exodus is no longer a possibility. Time is running out, and the truth is changing. I am now giving the probe to you, the tail analysts. Please let me know what you think in the comments area below. Is the WNBA experiencing a major existential crisis as a result of this European threat, or is the Players' Union only employing this as a crafty negotiating tactic to strengthen their negotiating position during the CBA talks? Tell me about your theory. Additionally, if you want to be informed about this story and other plotlines that the mainstream media won't cover, make sure you click the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Connecting the dots on the significant stories is our aim. Finally, if you believe that other WNBA fans should be aware of the real battle being fought for the league's survival, please share this movie with them. Continuing the conversation is the only way to hear the full story. However, Candace gave us one of the most measured, kind, and sensible answers to date. The response that caused Caitlin Clark admirers worldwide to exclaim, "Exactly."